thank you, ladies of Ayersville. The cheerleaders is giving us a shout out again, and a big thank you to Ethan for taking care of that every week.
Yep,
and
does a great job.
Yeah, we've got lots of stuff to talk about. Let's talk about these shirts, Chuck.
Let's talk about the shirts. Karen Morgan of StoneRiverInc.com said, "You guys, I'm going to hook you up with some snazzy uniforms so we can look, so we can match every
Look at
week."
us, we're official.
Pop the collar, baby.
Yeah, very nice.
Thanks, Karen.
We would like to say a big thank you to her. We would also like to point out that our videographer, Ethan Matson, standing on the sideline during the game last week, overthrow pass, boom, bounces in front of him, catches it, saves the camera one-handed, and just flips it back to the players.
Multitask. He didn't drop the camera, which is good because we have zero budget.
which is exactly right. Yeah, a big shout out to him. And how about the beginning of the game again, Chuck? We have these issues with these banners.
I know.
It's crazy.
I tell you, week in and week out, everything will hit you in the GMC. Hold on, ladies. Just drop the pole. Come on, don't go drug.
They almost took a ride.
Yep, they did.
That was something else. Yeah. And last but not least, how about a shout out to my esteemed colleague Chuck Martinez-Brandon right here, doing his thing on the sideline last week during the Ayersville-Tenora game. Just looking good, Chuck.
Hey, thank you. Just trying to keep the blood flowing. Real cold out there. So.
And we talked about that.
That's right.
Well, I think we did all the shout outs. Let's talk some football. Guess it's week 10. Week 10.
I don't have any more fingers.
Week 10. And what happens in week 10? About this time of year, you're talking about league races, but what do you really want to know when it comes to week 10?
Playoffs?
Playoffs? Yeah. Are you kidding me? Playoffs? Yes. Everyone wants to know who's playing, who's going to make it, who's on the bubble, where are they going to be next week? We're going to find all that out on Friday night, and we have a long list of teams that have a shot of making it into the playoffs. A lot of teams that control their own destiny.
Exactly, and it's one of those. There's so many variables. It's hard to actually know all the moving pieces and what could actually happen. But yeah, there is a list of guys that win, you're in.
Yeah, these are just some of them, probably, hopefully all of them. And we know Brian is going to be in.
Yes.
They have a good shot of finishing 10-0. They're going to probably win the NWAL, but they may not get a home game, which is crazy in Division 4.
Isn't that, though?
Yeah, and then of course, I'll be at Kenton on Friday. Defiance controls its own destiny. They're going to have to beat the Division 4 #1 team to secure a playoff spot, but they have probably better than a 60-40 chance of making the playoffs, even if they lose.
That's right. Even Goliath fell, so yeah, that's why you play them.
Anything can happen. And yeah, Coach Beauty told me, he said, we're not playing the World Series. We don't have to win 4 or 7. We just got to win one. Yeah, and that's true. Napoleon, another team in control of its own destiny. It's got a big game this week against Bowling Green. Wauseon, it's holding on there in Division 4. A big game against PH, another team that's looking to get in. Yeah, the NWAL. We talk about that league a lot, obviously.
Tough. Yeah, with that many teams getting in, that says a lot. Big feather in the cap of the world's oldest league.
Yeah,
the state's oldest league.
Yeah, Liberty Center, Archbold. Archbold would probably need a lot of things to happen, including Bryan losing for them to make the playoffs. But Liberty Center is on the cusp. They need to beat Archbold to have a shot to get in, and so that's another big rivalry game this week.
Yeah, that's just amazing when you think that some of those teams from the NWL that are all good teams might not get in. I mean, that says a lot about that.
Yeah, scary. And then, right here in Defiance County, Tenora obviously is in, and they got a shot at hosting a game. They finish off with this week against Tollgate. They've been playing very well down the stretch.
Yeah, that big win they had a couple weeks ago against Wayne Trace, just propelled them right to the top of that region. Region 20. So that really helped them out. They finished with another win. They secured the league title too.
Yeah, and in Hicksville, down there in Division 7, they're looking good to get in too as well.
Exactly. What are they, 5-4 right now going in? That win they had against us a couple weeks ago put them right up into the mix, and I think they can make some noise in that region there too in Division 7.
Right, and Wayne Trace, another GMC team. Obviously, they only have the one loss to Tenora, and they're sitting very well.
Yeah, exactly. And if you talk about Tenora beating them, maybe that was something that is bad for anybody else that plays Wayne Trace, that they've lost one, because now those kids that just missed the playoffs last year, they want to get in and they want to say, hey, this is what we're really about. We're really that good. So maybe losses are never good, but if you can take a positive out of it for Wayne Trace, I think that's what they're going to do.
Well, it's great seeing, us talking about the NWOL and the GMC, because last year the GMC had some teams that had really good records and didn't get in, and I think the NWOL was in that boat last year. Now you're talking about these teams that have really good records that have a shot.
Yeah, exactly. And, you never knew when they came out with the extra division. You weren't quite sure how it was all going to shake out, and it always seems like Northwest Ohio here, we're sort of the redheaded stepchild. We always sort of take the lumps sometimes. I don't know why, it just sort of seems to play out that way, but it's great to see that many local teams with a shot at playing in Week 11.
We'll be back next week for Week 11, the playoffs week, to sort it all out and talk about the some of the matchups and let people know where everyone's going to be, and that is when it just kind of ratchets up a level.
Yeah, exactly. Especially for those guys that secure home football games in that Week 11. Yeah. That's just great. It's another chance for their seniors to go out and play on their field one more time, and another chance for their fans to not have to travel so far to see their guys play.
Yeah, it's going to make Week 10 exciting, and it's going to make it exciting for us for Week 11.
That's right.
So I think, Chuck, it's time to hand out some awards. And why don't you do the Rose Insurance Collision of the Week this week?
I'll do it, Tim, because you know why?
Why is that, Chuck?
A rose by any other name would not be the Rose Collision of the Week. This week, coming from the Ayersville-Tenora game, we've got Justin Flory just busts through our offensive line and just stone cold smacks Hunter Stark in the backfield for a big loss. It was a big play at that point in the game because we had been driving and we got down inside the red zone, and that just sort of knocked us off the rails. So that's the collision of the week.
Yeah, the big play. Yep. Big play. Now, why don't we talk about the Powerade Power Play of the Week? I love this, okay? You guys are backed up. You got your quarterback, DJ Hagerman, in the end zone, throws a pass out to Brayton Martin, who catches the ball, turns, and he laterals it to Hunter Stark. This happened in the third quarter of that game, and he's running down the sideline, and what even makes it even more fun is once he gets to the sideline and gets tackled, he takes out the referee, Dave Blue, that we all know very well. I mean,
that's right.
Knocking him on his butt. You got the hook and lateral, you got the referee going down, you got a little bit of everything in this week's Powerade Power Play of the Week.
Got it all. Like a buffet of football action right there.
Fantastic. I mean, how often do you see the hook and lateral? You guys are like, hey, let's do it.
That's one of those, teams practice it, but you got to run it during the game because kids have fun with that kind of stuff too. It's like they practice all this stuff, and that makes it fun for them on Fridays.
Yeah. So that's our Powerade Power Play of the Week, and big shout out to everyone this week. We talked playoffs. We gave our shout outs. We handed out awards. That's what we do on the Tim and Chuck Show.
That's right.
And if you can believe it, we've made it through 10 weeks.
10 weeks. And we're still on the air.
We're still on the air. And we thank you for watching, because we wouldn't be able to do it if you didn't.
That's right.
That's right. As always, follow us on Facebook and Twitter. Again, we will be back for Week 11, or as they like to call it, the regional semifinal round of the playoffs. We'll break it all down for you, and we'll have some fun again next week.
Break it down.
Nice. That's how you finish strong right there.